Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Magic Arena Run. Today we are doing midweek Magic. It's March of the Machine Constructed. Maybe a bit early for an event that doesn't give you access to all the cards. But so given that sense, we decided to do something that is a bit on theme, doesn't really require that many rares. This one was actually inspired by a jumpstart deck I'm playing. So this is just some blue-red Convoke. Well, it's mostly red. But blue does have some neat tricks here and there. So primarily 4 Stoke the Flames, a few copies of Shatter the Source for extra removal, Volcanic Spite for even more removal. We do have a few Meeting of the Minds for card draw, so that's our Convoke along with a single Wicked Slumber for testing. And we also have 2 Shivan Branch Burners, also a nice Convoke trick. But for the most part, we set it all up for copies of Ral's Reinforcements, for copies of Preening Champion. In fact, even 2 copies of Invasion of Segovia. So this too is a very nice 2-3 punch. We are running a few rares, a few copies of Crow's Home Seed Shark, given that we have so many non-creature spells. Also, because we're running so many non-creature spells, 4 copies of Kenra's Spell Spear. Really annoying for opponents that are dependent on their spot removal, though it can be a bit hairy on that the moment you decide to go flip it. Your opponent, for the most part, I expect opponents to respect this and they will try to kill it when you try to transform, so you kind of want to bait that. That said, we have a single copy of Baral and Karizeb. This one's pretty much just a test, an interesting tester. Besides, 2/4 First Strike Menace for 3 is pretty good. There are a few cards that in consideration that you could add. Actually, one that I note that's really good is Invasion of Mercadia, because Chiron, you are going wide a lot, and Chiron Flamewright does give all those tokens. You get a pretty good extra boost. That one's a pretty solid one. There's no, not that Invasion. There's Invasion of Regatta. Transforms into a 4 with Prowess, which is pretty decent, and buffs up your Stoke the Flames quite a bit, buffs up your Volcanic Spite quite a bit as well. We are opting not to run some of the other invasions here, like, let's see, where is that invasion? We're not running Invasion of Tark here because this is a mythic investment. I would invest in it, but not for an event like this. Other than that, pretty interesting for the most part. It's mostly red. The mana base is something you have to be very careful with, given that you only have the gain lands to help you with life. Actually help you with your mana for the most part. Also with life. And yep, deck list is up. Also doing this when it's about to be evening, so let's turn on the lights. Definitely keeping this turn 2 reinforcements into Stoke the Flames is pretty solid. Let's see if our opponent is up to the same thing. Yeah, they might be up to the same thing. Do they have Ral's Reinforcements? They do have Ral's Reinforcements. So I'm inclined to do Ral's Reinforcements as well. Let's see, do they have the turn 3 Preening Champion? No, Invasion of Regatta. They are... Okay, going that way. They probably swing at that. We will block. Now, I can do this and hold up Volcanic Spite. I could also just play the Preening Champion right now. I think I will actually go for the... Spite. In fact, I will actually go for it now. Let's force them to have the Stoke the Flames to flip that. And if they do flip it, we have our own Stoke the Flames in response, so it's not the worst. Well, they don't have Stoke the Flames because they don't have their red mana source now. This does make it slightly awkward. Opponent going for their own invasion again. So it looks like they're doing the invasion of Regatta Chain. So I'm actually gonna let this go and see if our opponent decides to go for prowess. We can stoke the flames in response. This is an invasion of Segovia, so they are going for that. Yeah, this was the setup I was kind of expecting. So we can do Preening Champion now. Yeah, we kind of have to at this point. Anyway, we have multiple preening. We have a second Preening Champion. We kind of need more mana. Already kind of regretting Volcanic Spiting that land. Opponent does have their own Volcanic Spite. So this can be interesting. They're both going for Segovia is generally the correct play. And 2 more reinforcements. So we have Spell Spear as an option, but we're not gonna really flip it. We have to Preening Champion again. They are down to 1 card. So we'll see how well, now 2. Let's see how it pans out. I actually have to review Burning Sun. Zephyr Singer going for the Convoke. Giving everything flying is annoying, but we do hit our. So now we definitely hold this up. Let's see what opponent's follow-up is. They have something in hand. My plan is pretty much just to stoke. We can either stoke this or we can Wicked Slumber it. I'm gonna tap these 2 because this one does have the potential for trample. Put a stun counter on either of them, putting it on this one and this one. So that should put the kibosh on it for the time being. Now our opponent can still swing and then go for the Segovia flip if they have Burning Sun. So that is a concern. No, opponent in fact let the whole sequence go. We're actually gonna take the life hit. See if no, opponent actually lets it go. We're gonna keep holding up Stoke the Flames here, so we're just swinging with this one. Opponent going for another invasion of Segovia, so tramp tokens galore. I could just Meeting of the Minds now, see what we can draw into, and I probably will. It's a bit of a waste on the prowess trigger, but we do need to start hitting that extra mana. So probably gonna start swinging though. Let's see if our opponent decides to. Nope, they're not doing the mass block. Yeah, let's just take it. Let's just take it out. We need to start pressuring our opponent a bit. We are admittedly in trouble here because our opponent just had more gas than we did. City on fire. If a source you control would deal. Ooh. Okay. So opponent is going to mass flip this one. They will also get the mass untap, which is a problem, but we are okay with just but we're okay with we have to do a few chump blocks here. I'd say we take out, yeah, wait, I'd say we take out these two. Opponent will get to unflip all those. That is fine. Yeah, unfortunately we drew way too many lands here. I could swing with this. Opponent probably blocks with multiple creatures. In fact, if they just block with one, that is enough to ruin it. We really needed to not draw this many. Opponent. Huh? Yeah, unfortunately we drew way too many lands. It does. And this one is enough to pressure these. Captive Weird. Yeah, this one's good late game. I did not consider this because it... But yeah, opponent's now hitting yet another Zephyr Singer. This is the super rare version, but I don't want to play this because you'll end up playing a lot of cards that you don't honestly want to play afterwards. Yeah, unfortunately, this invasion is not gonna flip. We're gonna concede this one right here. Yeah, opponent got the back-to-back series. We did not have enough early game pressure to pressure opponent. Probably an art. No, I think still considering how many lands we ended up with, the flip was correct. I'm trying to think what are our other alternate options. Yeah, the Chrome Host Seeds would have been nice. Really a way to filter through all the extra lands. I could also start cutting lands, but super risky. I really don't want to do that. This one we're definitely keeping. We'll most likely open Spell Spirit into Champion. We won't try to, depending on what our opponent does, we may or may not flip this immediately. Opponent opening on white into one of the... Well, it flips decently. Okay, Norn's Inquisitors. That's something. Now, our opponent could go for incubating this. I am quite tempted to actually just go for the Volcanic Spike here, but we need to start having a board presence. We'll go Spell Spear first. If our opponent flips this, we'll just take it. No, opponent goes for the Seal from Existence instead. So that one is actual Respect. Still getting pinged a little by little. We could go Preening Champion right now, which is actually fine. Preening Champion. Let's see if our opponent has the back-to-back seals. I actually considered this one if we were going to do the white-black direction again. No, opponent going into Zephyr Lancer. And the Respect. We could actually do another Preening Champion, and that will leave us with 4 mana. Yeah, we'll do that because we can still leave up Stoke the Flames. We just don't... Just swing up top. So we'll see how our opponent does it. They do another Zephyrian Lancer, sure. Opponent going with the solo swing, so we'll do the solo burn. And now we have quite a bit of mana. We can actually leave up the double Volcanic Spite. So we are gonna actually still swing here. And the reason being is that we might need to shatter a source, just in case. Opponent really just missing the fourth mana from here. If they go for the activate, I will just burn it, right? Technically, I don't have to, but opponent does have their own Preening Champion. So we do have to Volcanic Spite this one now. Nope, we will decline. We actually like the cards we have. And since they flip, we're going to do it again. And we drew into another volcanic spite, so we will swing. Opponent been stuck in on 3 mana for a while, though they have been able to play a lot of stuff, so it's not like they were hurting. They do finally hit their 4th mana. If they swing, we just take. Though it is tempting to actually block the Norn's Inquisitor. We'll block that. Let's see what their combat trick is. Oh no, they're just gonna let it go. Into another Norn's Inquisitor. Okay. Now, if they paid for the incubate, we can burn this in response to minimize it into a 2/2, which we probably will do. And we do hit ourselves a Wicked Slumber, so we will swing with these two. Preening Champion actually doing quite a lot of work here. So we're going to see what our opponent does next here. They might, okay, hit their 5th mana into another Seal from Existence. Most likely taking one of our champions, which makes sense. It is one of the best removal spells, I would say. Opponent goes for that. So I am tempted to just flip this one, but yeah, let's just lock those two down. Well, again, we'll definitely take that hit. Okay, got ourselves reinforcements, which means that we still have the net mana to cast Shatter the Source. Just be very careful with it. Opponent now needs to hit their removal. I'm actually trying to think, what other removal does white have here? Like, this was the best one. Pretty sure there are others. Oh, okay. Opponent swings. We take. Opponent goes for something not so big. Sword Cavalier, and they concede. Yeah, makes sense. We were gonna get through anyway, even since our opponent went for the swing there. I think they were expecting us to go for trades, but no, our life total was very healthy at that point. Yeah, this actually feels like the tempo deck, inspired by Dominaria in a sense. So we got our official win, but I kind of want to get a few more with this one. Kind of enjoying this deck, quite actually. Yeah, this room looks really dark now. I'm gonna turn on the lights. Though nice Guardian of Girpur. Hope that card gets some more use. I'm actually trying to remember if it has a non-angel clause or something. Okay, so yeah, this is the perfect setup. Turn 2 reinforcements into invasion and swing. Now we can also do turn 2 into turn 3. Yeah, we're gonna do turn 3 Chrome Host Seed Shark instead. This does look like White Blue Knights, which means, okay, if our opponent flips this, it's a whole lot of meh, actually. There's a reason this is a common. And, okay, no, opponent going for the Strobe Knight. Actually gonna go for the invasion here. And in fact, we can combo it into Stoke the Flames. Take out their 1 flyer. And let's see if our opponent trades. Probably not. Now, we do have to be careful. 5 mana Sunfall is a thing, so we definitely want to hold on to these while we can. Also, probably means we don't want to lay out. We probably don't want to play the Storm Sculptor if we can. Opponent hits us for 2, sure. We have a Kenra Spell Spear, but again, we actually swing here. Probably swing these 2 here, and probably swing these 2 here. Let's see how our opponent decides to block. Yeah, opponent blocks one of the tokens. That makes sense. Again, we're trying to avoid playing into Sunfall, so we're trying to avoid playing into Sunfall, so that's why we're not casting. We're trying to avoid casting any more creatures. Yeah, especially now that our opponent has hit the critical 5 mana mark. Preening Champion, sure. Let's see if our opponent swings. Probably not. Now we have an incentive to go Meeting of the Minds. Chrome Host Seed Shark really doing a number here. Into another meeting. Hey, let's keep meeting. So now we're in an interesting situation. I can just Wicked Slumber lock these 2 down. Yeah, let's just do that. Let's swing again. Nope, we're actually gonna pay with this one. Yeah, tap for Convoke, then pay for the rest. And the reason for that is because I do want to hold a Volcanic Spike. Opponent could respond with their own Convoke, but depending on how they untap, I might just activate one of these and go for even more pressure that way. No, opponent concedes. Chrome Host Seed Shark just laid way too many sharks. So that one's solid. I guess you could make it a 4-off now, but well, probably if there's a home for it in Standard, and I suspect there are a few Grixis builds that would like a baby Shark Typhoon. So that's probably a good place to put it. Let's do another game or 2. Yeah, but it is saying something that our only loss was the fellow Convoke deck. Okay, yeah, we got a good sequence here. Turn 2 Spell Spear, turn 3 hold up for meeting, I guess. You can also do turn 3 Rouse Reinforcements, then hold up for meeting. That's assuming we don't swing with the Spell Spear. Opponent leads in Sunblessed Guardian. We'll lead with Spell Spear, because this is definite removal bait. If our opponent goes, well, opponent's a long way off from flipping that. Opponent goes for Invasion of Gobakhan. Let's see what they take. They might actually take Ral's Reinforcement. No, they take the Dragon, which is sure. Sure, we'll let that happen. So this flips at 4. When it attacks, create a tap an opponent that's... Ooh, this is going to be interesting. We need... But we definitely have to let this go. Opponent knows we have a Meeting of the Minds, so that is a concern. But also if this flips, it... Oh, concede. Okay, that was weird. Opponent... I know the opponent was gonna have to work a bit harder to hit that invasion, but Did they just not have the Did they just not have the removal for Kenra? Well, thank you if you didn't. We'll take it, I guess. Okay, well, it's pretty. We're actually we're trending through these really fast, and I don't know why. I actually suspect our opponent might have been missing red mana. It's just a guess. Okay, this one, admittedly awkward. We're doing nothing for 2 turns. Turn 3 preening champion. Opponent on the go play. I'll mulligan this one. Okay, this one's better, though. Probably bin 1 reinforcements. Because we kind of want to do reinforcements into Seed Shark here. Actually, yeah, reinforcements into Seed Shark into Meeting. Opponent leading onto Knights. Well, unfortunately, this itself doesn't have Convoke. I do like to play this one, but I want to set up the Seed Shark first because we do need to start laying. It's also possible our opponent just has removal for this, which would make us moderately sad. Yeah, we're probably going to be actually very close to losing this one. Yep, Seal of Existence takes away our Seed Shark. It was an argument. That was a reason to play Preening Champion instead. So we do have Spell Spear. Now, depending what our opponent does next, we can actually chomp. Wait, this one? Yeah, this requires mana to activate, so opponent going for another Strobe Knight. Let's see. Opponent most likely just swings with that one. That's fine. Probably have to activate this now. Okay, drawing into a Wicked Slumber, which is actually quite good. We're a ways away from casting this. I can actually cast Preening Champion to give us Wicked Slumber mana. Now, this activate only if you cast 2 or more spells. So if our opponent casts 1 spell, and it's it's cheap, but not cheap enough, I'm still going to activate it anyway, just on the off chance that they do have it. And nope, we tap this, 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 and this because we have prowess triggers. Into a Dunescaper, which, sure, I guess. Yeah, I figured they had the 1-2, so that's why I locked these down right away. So now we have the option to go up top with Convoke Haste. We can start punching through a bit. I can also try punching down at the bottom. Let's say hold up Burning Sun's Fury is an option. Yeah, we're ways away from casting this. I'd say we go. Yeah, we have decisions to make. And yeah, we paid the full. I want to see if our opponent is willing to try to trade. Yeah, usually they just take. It does set us up for next turn though, which is some good news. Opponent hits a third Strobe Knight, so yeah, strobing it away, I guess. Opponent could just say tap the Preening Champion. We can... Actually, I want them to attack. Most likely they attack with just a flyer, but if... I was hoping they'd attack with this one too. We could go for a nice trade, but we'll pass. So hit our 5th mana. We can... I probably do the Joyful Storm Sculptor because we get more out of it. It's tempting to actually just hold this back. We are about to take a lot of damage from here though. Yeah, I say we go for it. Opponent lets it go. So how much damage actually gets through? Seven, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Not enough. Yeah, that was worth a shot. We kind of stalled out there. We did not hit any of our removal spells at all. So that was a bummer. Yeah, but it's fine. So White Blue Knight's actually looking strong if you can catch your opponent without removal. I think we are running enough removal as it is on our side, so I probably don't want to swap in more removal, I guess. There is an argument for, say, blue bounce spells. Like, I like the Burning Sun's Fury as a way to sneak extra damage. In that case, we just really did not have enough. Okay. Awkward. Yeah, I really want to bin this now. I say we keep this though. We have quite a few 2-drops though. Opponent goes Omen Hawker. So we go turn 3 Invasion. Opponent playing it slow. Into another Omen Hawker. So is our opponent into making a lot of Incubate tokens? That's a good question. Now, note that we are 1 mana shy of Phyrexian Awakening. Yeah, they're definitely going for the Incubate. They can Incubate this on the cheap. We need 1 more mana. Perfect. So what we can do is we could shatter the Source Invasion right away, though that is awfully poor. I do want to cast Meeting of the Minds soon, but we're gonna pass here. We're not gonna attack into this. Yeah, opponent's gonna go for the Incubate. I want to see if our opponent does anything else with their swing. Because I could just take... Oh, opponent's actually defending. Okay, let's see if they have the burn spell. No, they don't. No removal. And we can get ourselves some Meeting of the Minds also while we're at it. Yeah, that Shatter the Source in an Incubate heavy society is actually pretty good. Opponent going for Progenitor Exarch, sure. A few trees. Now our opponent could activate this right away. Opponent gonna let it go, so we're gonna meet some minds. Also, the double Convoke's a bit interesting. So I am just gonna drop the Preening Champion here. Also note that we do have Burning Sun's Fury mana up, but we're not going to swing into it quite right away. Opponent should be activating these. Yeah, you already went through all the effort. You might as well pay for it. So the interesting thing is Burning Sun's Fury allows us to trade our 1/1s for those tokens. Moment of Truth. I believe that's a song from the Karate Kid, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Opponent into Elishnorn. So opponent could sack this right away and cause us a lot of grief here. Let's see if our opponent goes for it. It does need mana though. Okay, opponent is not gonna go for it. So we're gonna keep meeting them mines. Hey, Baral. Interesting situation. Yeah, I should have played this first. I would have been able. Then I would have gotten myself a free monkey, but decided not to. We could pressure the ground, but I'm actually gonna wait on it a bit. We are gonna lose quite a bit of life here, though. So if we're gonna go for a hit, it has to kill them. That way the triggers still go on the stack. Opponent might end up sacking the 3 creatures. It just gets them an incubate 5 times and transform all tokens, so gums up the board a bit. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, but we do have to win if they have no outs for our flyers. Lord's Inquisitor, they don't have the outs for the flyers. So we do have the... sure, why not? Do they have blocks? No. And I guess Burning Sun's Fury paid for itself after all. Oh wait, it's not enough. It still takes them down to 10. I should have swung with more creatures, I guess. Oh yeah, and it didn't. And also note that these have Vigilance, but they don't have Trample. They do have Double Strike, but still no Trample. So we can pretty much just block all of these. Opponent gonna last minute transform. Probably could have transformed. So let's see. Double Strike. So I'm expecting none of these guys to survive. Thankfully, no Vigilance here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 8. Yeah, we can trade. We can take 6. Yeah. Turns out you did. Yeah, turns out flipping Elishnorn was, well, they needed more removal. I suspect our opponent's gonna retool the deck to have some tools against flyers. They did have a very strong start. It's just that we also spat out a lot of tokens as well. That's going to be it for this episode of the Magic Arena Run. If you like what you saw, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, turn on notifications and whatnot. I didn't expect to have this much fun. I honestly expect a lot of people to be going into Convoke. It's probably the fastest deck to build. Barely any rares. There are many flex picks you can go on it. So I suspect there'll be many other flavors to see on this one. And we got Luca to go with it. that's going to be it for this episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys again next time. Take care. God bless. Stay safe wherever you are. Have a great week, everyone. Take care.